Hey guys, you all really enjoyed my video about DIYs to do when you're bored at home. So I thought I'd share with you guys some hobbies to pick up. All of these are really easy. I'm pretty sure these are all hobbies that I partake in mostly. Some of them are just like free hobbies that you could do anytime. Some of them are things you have to learn a little bit, get some of the materials for. I'm just like a hobby hoarder. Like I have so many, and honestly like I fall in and out of them. Like I haven't drawn in so long. Like I still consider it one of my hobbies. I think hobbies are great, especially since I don't like play a sport or anything. It's just like your own thing, which is why I think everybody needs a few hobbies. Most of these are like pretty creative hobbies, but I've put them into 3 categories: reading, skills, and I don't really know what to call the 3rd category, so we'll see when we get there. Okay, I'm starting with creating, and we're gonna go from least to most learning that you're gonna have to do. Obviously it depends like what you already know, like as an individual, whatever. So the first one is drawing. This is one of my OG hobbies. Like I haven't been at it. Like obviously I had like my drawing classes in school, but other than that, I really fell off. Like I just don't like have time. All you need is, well, technically all you need is paper and pencil. That's it. I would say if you're like looking to really get into drawing, a sketchbook and basically like the cheapest form of whatever media that you want to get into. So I started with alcohol markers. I really liked those. The kind of drawing that I did was sketch, then line art, erase the sketch, then color it in. So I would use any pen that I had, any pencil that I had, which I still do any pencil. I got a really cheap set of alcohol markers. I actually got it for Christmas, but I think it was like, or maybe I didn't, I don't remember, $20 something. And it got the job done. And then once those markers all dried out, I got into like another set that was also like $20 something. Really get into it, you could move on to like Ohuhu, Copic markers. That was my jam, the cheap markers. And then I got into colored pencil. And then I realized that I liked my drawings a lot more when they weren't colored. So I would just do sketches, and now I do dabble in the colored pencil, but now I kind of just do like graphite drawings where it's not just like sketches, like it's finished, but it's like colored with graphite. Really just like, if you don't know what media you want to get into, kind of just start with like you're learning your sketching skills. How I learned to draw was just like when I was like when I get into my hobby, I like to intake that kind of media usually. So I was already watching a lot of drawing videos, kind of just like pick up on like things that I noticed that they were doing, and then I would just be like, how to draw a face or whatever, and then you would just like, and obviously there's so many methods, and I would change it until I found one that I liked. So I guess like for me, I would say YouTube is the way to go. YouTube is the way to go to learn literally anything. It's how I've learned all of my hobbies. Everything that I do, I learned from YouTube. And just like watch people draw or watch tutorials or both. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, I think the next 2 are like the same level of like how much you need to learn. Starting with sewing. So first you're gonna decide if you want to learn how to hand sew or machine sew. Machine, really, it's not like 1000% necessary. Obviously there's some things that you can't physically do by hand. You kind of can. I'll insert like a little visual of how to hand sew because it really is so simple. I've known it for so long. Even when I wasn't like a big sewer, like I just knew how to do it because it's just in and out, in and out. What you really need to start is needle and thread, fabric that suits whatever you want to make as your first project. I would recommend your first project being like a tube top, a skirt, a pillowcase, kind of those things where you're making something, but you're basically only doing the very basics to make them, which is like a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. I would recommend finding a YouTube video of that pattern, watching it all the way through, and then deciding what you're gonna buy after it. You always wanna pick your project before you buy fabric, especially. It's gonna feel like you have literally like you're starting from ground zero, so maybe you should just buy a bunch of fabric that you like. I promise it's gonna stack up. Same thing with yarn. It's always gonna stack up eventually. So literally just do it pattern by pattern. Don't buy fabric that you don't have intent for. Even if it's just like, oh, this is cute, I'm gonna make a pillow with it. It might not be like the right type or the right amount, and then you'll end up like wasting a bunch. Make sure you're being very pattern specific when you buy things like fabric. And a sewing machine, I make sure you really want to get into sewing because I have basically like the cheapest new sewing machine, the Brother one with like the blue design on it. The trusted brands are Brother and what's the other one, starts with S? I don't remember, can't tell you anything because I've had my sewing machine for a while, but I've been so busy. I got it like right before school started, and also I'm very impatient, so I literally was just like, oh, whatever, like let me just do this. I get very frustrated when I use it. Like I really should have, I think I tried to like learn how to sew the way that I learned how to crochet, but I feel like since I've learned how to crochet, my attention span and my patience has lowered significantly. So I kind of just like jumped into it, and I'm still just like figuring it out as I go, which is not going as smoothly as it usually does. I would definitely recommend being patient with the machine. If you're not too sure, try to look around, see if there's already one like in your household or like someone that you know, and then I would say like try to get a used one, like Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that, or like one of those like, you know, one like mine where it's just a very simple one, very basic. Learning a straight stitch, how to hand sew, obviously, tube top, skirt, pillowcase are some of my recommended first projects. The last creating hobby is crochet. Start with a hook set. I recommend just getting a set instead of buying individual hooks. I've always had sets. I would recommend getting a metal set. I have a plastic set right now. Like it does the job, but it just doesn't go as smoothly sometimes. And pattern specific yarn. So how I got into crochet was I'm pretty sure it was during COVID, 2021, I think. My school was back in, everybody else was online. We were just extra like that. I was just watching a bunch of crochet. This is the most impulsive like jumping into a hobby that I've ever done, but I was like watching a lot of crochet videos and I was like, this is insane. I was watching those ones where they would like make like a whole like picture on a cardigan, and I was like, this is insane, dude. I gotta learn this. It was like the era of like the chunky cardigans, like the cloud cardigans, like what a time to be alive. I'm not gonna say go on a whole YouTube deep dive because sometimes watching somebody crochet is the most boring thing to do ever. I don't know how I did it in the past years, because I promise you I haven't watched a crochet video in years. So you're gonna get on YouTube, you're gonna learn how to do, well, you're gonna watch it before you even get into it. A slip knot, a chain, a single crochet, and a double crochet. After that, maybe a half double crochet. After that, you can just learn the stitches that you need per pattern. Most of the time you can, even if this pattern doesn't ask for like a single crochet or a double crochet, you usually can just do it. It just depends on the size and stuff. Crochet will have you thinking that your hand-eye coordination is impossible. Trying to learn it, like I was like swinging the hook like a million times, like trying to teach it to other people, like seeing how their hand, like it just doesn't happen. Like, I don't understand. It just happens like after like your 100th try. Like I don't understand the physics behind it. And don't buy a pattern. In all my years of crochet, I've never bought a pattern. Actually, no, buy a pattern if you are familiar with reading patterns and it's a pattern you like and you're supporting a crochet person, but it's not like a need. You don't need to spend money on these things. Yeah, so that's it for the creating category. Next are skills, kind of just things that you might already know. Learning a language or just like dipping your toe into languages. I think it's super fun. I love languages. I want to learn so many languages. I took the initiative this summer to like rotate doing Spanish, Arabic, and ASL. Has it been going well? No, because I keep not doing it. Learned Korean before my toes in. Girl, I could read fluently. You couldn't tell me nothing. I could literally read like Shakespeare in Korean. Didn't know what it meant, but I could read it. Guys, if anybody wants to learn Korean, let me know, because the best like playlist ever on YouTube, it's like all from the same channel, but it's literally, it like teaches you Hangul, sorry guys, was that cringe? The alphabet, but as you go, it teaches you words with the letters that you've just learned, or like all the letters that you've learned so far. Really helpful. I learned so much like random vocab, how to spell it. They became like sight words basically. I would say YouTube for languages is like the way to go, or like sometimes you can find a course online. Duolingo is really good, but you don't learn grammar that much. Depending on the language, you might be learning like a really formal version or like a really like not like spoken version. I know for Arabic, it teaches MSA. It's like the one that's like written for like newspaper, stuff like that, or like globally, but like it's not really spoken. Like nobody like beaks like that much. Yeah, pick your dialect first. YouTube, like there's a lot of like YouTube channels dedicated to like languages, so just find one that has a good playlist. If it's a different alphabet, learn the alphabet first. The next skill-based hobby is nails. Nails are kind of just like, they're kind of easy to learn. They're not easy to do, but they're easy to learn. I didn't like sit down and watch a YouTube video. I just watched like how to do gel X nails, YouTube or TikTok, like step by step. And then for like timing and stuff, I would just use like the manual of whatever I just got. I got like a pretty cheap kit. I'm pretty sure, well, it's for Christmas. I got it on my Christmas list, but I'm pretty sure it was like definitely less than 30. It's in the 20s. A set that came with a mini UV lamp, the nail tips. I don't think it came with the nail tips. I don't know. I bought one thing separately, but I don't remember. I think the polish was separate. But yeah, also depends, gel X or acrylic or regular gel. I don't really know like the other ones. Yeah, I do gel X. I don't look at my retention. Yeah, working on retention, but that's kind of all I have to say about nails. Just take it one set at a time. You can practice like not on your, like you can practice like on just like nails. I really want to get like the stand for making press-ons, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So that's like a good way to practice. I saw somebody stick them to Q-tips, but I don't know what they stuck them to the Q-tips with. Maybe with nail glue, but then you can't use the nail. So I don't know. Depending the materials, you're gonna have to get the type of nails that you're doing and figure it out. Good luck, Charlie. Oh, I have 4 categories kind of. Oh wait, actually, well, like skateboarding / biking. I don't know if that's gonna fall into, if that falls into this category, the next category. Skateboarding / biking. Skateboarding, most people already know how to bike. I'm so skateboarding, most people will have to learn a few tricks. It's just like stuff that you kind of already do, but like I don't know. So starting with reading, girl, I know you have summer reading first of all, and also, but it's good to not only do school reading because nobody enjoys it, like, so it's good to like have your own reading so that you can like actually enjoy it. You're gonna need a book, that's all you need. Then there's writing, write a poem, write a book, write a fiction, fantasy, crashing out on me for my storage. So that's it. Okay, bye. Check out Born to social media.